Okay, welcome again to Spinistry Live, here with Coach Lauren Stevens. This is what we're calling Coffee with the Coach. Real quick, Lauren, could you just give a quick introduction, tell us who you are, and a little bit of your coaching background?
Hi, my name is Lauren Stevens, and my coaching background, I've been coaching for, probably about 6 years now. I've been cycling for 8 or 9 years, and I just have a passion for coaching and helping people improve.
The reason Lauren and I are having coffee today, and where are we having coffee at? It's 84?
84 points.
84
It's
points.
actually one of my athletes is the manager here.
And they have a very good pour over. So liking this very much. So Lauren has actually agreed to do coaching for me. A lot of people out there that are riding don't recognize the true benefits of what a structured program might bring to the table. Now, that said, I have been off the bike almost completely since March. So what I'm looking at from you, Lauren, if you're willing to help me, is get me back on the horse to where I was and maybe even beyond that.
Yeah, and Kevin touched on it. One reason we are making this video is that we feel that there's probably a lot of people where Kevin is. Wouldn't you think? I mean, whether it's a crash that caused it, or life, a change in job, a kid, many things take a lot of us off the bike for extended periods of time, and then we're looking to get back where we were. So that's one reason we're making this video, is that we feel like we feel like Kevin's goals are going to align with other people's goals also.
I don't know if you've ever had an experience like this, but it's one of those things. It's almost don't want to get back on the bike, because it's like, I've lost so much of my fitness.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different. It's going to be miserable, to be honest with you.
At first, it's going to be a little miserable, maybe not.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to stay away from.
Maybe the excitement will get you past that, or building in that progression correctly rather than just rushing into things. So what are your goals?
That's a darn good question. Kind of a big picture. I want to get back to where I can do back-to-back century days on gravel or mountain bike trail, and from the point-to-point or bike packing type stuff, and just be able to do back-to-back days and not be miserable at the end of each day. Something I want to throw out to my coach to see if it's a realistic goal or if it's something I shouldn't even consider. I'm highly intrigued by Gravel Worlds and that 150 miler there. That's in August.
I mean, I think it's important to set goals and to realize that along the way, those goals might have to be changed. Right now, I can't tell you you're not going to be ready, and I can't tell you you are going to be ready. But that's your goal, and we get halfway there, we will probably be able to start deciding if it's still an achievable goal or not. But without goals, we're just sitting here like we are now.
Having a cup of coffee with the coach. Cheers. Okay.
So I also think it's important to set some intermediate goals. So we know the goal is, the grand goal is to do back-to-back century days and enjoy yourself. Also this 150 miles, you probably want to enjoy yourself also.
As much as you can over.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little bit miserable at the end of that day. But we can still enjoy it.
Sure.
But then even some more intermediate goals leading up to that. So that's not till August. Right now, you're just on the trainer and just starting back, and the first step's going to be to get some structure into what you're doing now that you are feeling better. I mean, what I told Kevin before is, he didn't need a plan yet. Like, he wasn't riding at all. So if you're not riding at all, first you just need to get on the bike and get some time on the bike. And then once you're comfortable there, then it's time to start putting some structure into it. The other thing is, like we said, we want to enjoy these things. So if we jump out too quick, then we're just going to dig ourselves into a hole and hit that miserable state. rather than enjoying what we're doing.
What sort of time commitment am I looking at to start getting back in reasonable shape? I mean, is that something I need to devote 15, 20 hours a week to, or kind of get, kind of skate by on 5 or 6, or what kind of sweet spot do you see for something like that?
I think in, the 7 up to the 12-hour range. So, at first we don't need to do as many hours, and we're going to need to build in some time. There's going to be those weekends where we've got the longer rides. It's really difficult to look at it in a weekly hour setup, I feel.
Okay.
I feel it's more like, okay, you know what, during the week I've got an hour a day to devote to training. So that's 5 hours during the week. And then those weekend rides are what are going to fluctuate our hours, where, at first we're going to have maybe a 2-hour ride and a 3-hour ride. So we're spending 5 hours on the weekend. So now that's a total of 10 hours for the week. And then a lot of times we're not going to be able to increase those weekday hours, that those are going to be stuck. And it's those weekend hours that will increase. And I wouldn't say you would ever be doing more than 8 hours on the weekend. So it's hard to say, all right, we're on a 10-hour plan. Well, okay, a 10-hour plan means we're going to do 7 hours on our light week, and we're going to do 13 hours on our heavy week.
What happens if I have all the best intentions of the world and have my weeks sorted out? You have a plan for me, and this was my Tuesday, and something pops up out of nowhere, and my Tuesday just gets trashed. How do we work around stuff like that?
So every training plan is going to have rest days in there, and those rest days can be moved around so that we're able to get those priority workouts in. So you may ride on your rest day, you may not ride on your rest day. And that's really up to each person individually to decide if it's more stressful to ride on their rest day or is it less stressful? Like, does it take stress out of me to go ride for 1 hour easy, or would it be better for me to just take the entire day off? So personally, what I do on my rest days is I ride around town and do all my errands, and that's relieving to me, and that lowers my stress level. That's what we're focused on. But if your schedule's so busy because life happened and you couldn't ride on Tuesday, it's cool. I like to put priority workouts, so I would see there being 3 priority workouts a week, where during the week there's really only 1 priority workout. Weekday, I'm talking Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, those 2 days are both going to be priority.
I'm not quite following. What do you mean by priority? What does that look like?
That means you can't skip these workouts.
Okay.
I don't care if you move them around. So when I say weekend ride, maybe you've actually got time on Monday instead of Sunday.
Sure.
So you can move that Sunday ride to Monday.
Okay.
I don't really care what day it's on, but a priority workout has to be completed within that week.
And in your world, is a priority workout, is that intervals? Is it just a long duration? Is it race pace, or a mixture of all these things? What defines that type of workout?
So each priority workout's going to be different. You're going to have a high intensity priority workout that's only an hour of riding, but it's hard the whole time. Like, we're going to be doing 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or 3 minutes on, and some recovery, and then do it again. But that workout would only be 1 hour, but when you finish that 1 hour, you'll have felt like you rode for 3.
Okay. Do I need a power meter for all this stuff?
No. When you get into the one-on-one training, where you're one-on-one coaching, where you're getting that feedback every day, and I'm analyzing your files, then the power meter is necessary. But right now, all you need is a heart rate monitor. We need to be able to compare what you're going to be doing on that gravel race to what you're doing on the trainer or on the road. And heart rate is going to be the best way to compare those two things.
Okay.
Yeah, with the heart rate, especially with gravel, like, we're not going to be training on the gravel every day. So the only way to compare what we're going to do on the gravel versus what we're doing on the road or what we're doing on our trainer is to see how that heart rate compares to what we will do on the gravel.
Is are all of those pieces interchangeable? Can I, can I do 2 hours on the trainer instead of 2 hours, outdoors on the road, or instead of an hour and a half on the levees on Thursday night, or is it all interchangeable?
For sure, location is interchangeable. I mean, anything can be done on the trainer and anything can be done outside.
How do different programs break down from your perspective along those lines?
Well, I mean, the program we're looking at for you right now is that you want to complete these events and you want to complete them and enjoy them. Keyword being enjoy them. Like, if I sent you out to do 100 kilometers right now, you could probably do it, but I don't think you would enjoy it.
It would be less than fun.
So when we talk about different levels of training, I see this as being a very inclusive level of training. Like, it can include your person who's wanting to complete it at 15 miles an hour to your person who's wanting to complete it at 18 miles an hour. I think once you get past that 18 miles an hour, you kind of get into that racer that is
High level racing.
High level racing, and then it gets a little more specific. But anywhere from that 14 mile an hour to 18 mile an hour, all that's going to change is the intensity. Like, that person who's wanting to go 18 miles an hour is going to be riding faster than that person who's going 14 miles an hour. But you know what? Their heart rate's probably going to be the same.
Interesting.
And hey guys, this is gravel. Like, let's keep it simple. Like, everything can get a lot more complicated than we're going to make it for you, but I think that was the whole purpose of gravel, is to, like, let's take that step back.
And there's no doubt about that. And why the coaching and the fitness aspect of it is so important. Being able to hop in on any event at any time and enjoy yourself and enjoy the company you're riding with is really one of my driving factors here. I mean, that's what I'm caught up in now. It's like, I want to go out and ride with my friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not physically able to right now. So I think an ongoing structured approach to always, not always be on your A game, but just to be in the mix at any time. I think that structure, I think that's beneficial to a lot of people.
Right.
So whenever life does work in your favor, hey, I can take this long weekend and go do an event in Omaha, or I can do this cool point-to-point barbecue thing that my friend's telling me about and things like that. Just to be able to hop on and do it when life lets you. I think that's one of the keys that I'm looking at. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to have you back on a real regular basis, keeping people in the loop. Are you able to give us, at the moment, a snapshot of what your schedule looks like for the pro circuit yet?
Right now I'll be heading to Australia the beginning of January to do Tour Down Under, and then a couple races in Melbourne, including the Cadell Evans race.
Very nice, very nice.